There are many fathers on HBO's Game of Thrones. Some are truly awful, while others are beloved. From Craster to Ned Stark, here's how they compare. While Game of Thrones is very much focused on sex, violence, and death, in amongst all of the madness that makes the fantasy series so good is real relationships. One aspect of that is the loving bond between a father and their child, and those types of relationships are what made the series so great, as the characters could be connected with. However, not every father in the show is going to be getting Father's Day cards, as many of them are actually terrible and treat their children horribly. Hey guys, welcome to my channel. Please don't forget to like and subscribe and also click on the notification bell to remain updated. However, amongst those are some great fathers who really do care about their children, and in this list, we shall rank some of the best fathers in Game of Thrones. Number 7, Craster. There is no doubt about who the worst father is in Game of Thrones, and that is easily Craster. He has absolutely zero redeemable qualities anyway, but especially when it comes to him and his ability as a father. Craster happily gives away all his newborn sons to the White Walkers, helping to build their army even further. Meanwhile, his treatment of his daughters is even worse, which is one of the most despicable things that happen throughout the series. Number 6, Stannis Baratheon. Stannis Baratheon was an absolutely terrible father who showed absolutely no care towards Shireen throughout the series. He is a cold person who just left her to her own devices, with zero attention or care from him as he focuses too heavily on the Iron Throne. However, the real tipping point is the fact he sacrifices his own daughter, allowing her to be burnt alive in order to try to give himself an advantage in battle, showcasing once and for all what an awful father he is. Number 5, Randall Tarly. Much like the previous two examples, Randall Tarly is another terrible father who showcases nothing but negative qualities whenever he appears. He sends Sam to the wall simply because he isn't what he expected in terms of his body weight and the fact he's more of a thinker than a fighter. He is also incredibly sexist and misogynistic as he really belittles women and what they can achieve, which doesn't help his case at all. Number 4, Robert Baratheon. While Robert Baratheon stupidly believes that Cersei's children are his, despite having no physical resemblance to him, it doesn't matter much as he also pays very little attention to them. Robert's priorities are on drinking, hunting, and just having a good time, and the children fall by the wayside. He happily just allows them to get on with whatever they're doing, and that's it. He does scold Joffrey a few times, which is well earned and shows a softer side to himself at points with them. But he manages to be better than the previous bunch simply because he isn't violent towards them. Number 3, Tywin Lannister. Tywin Lannister really is a split bag when it comes to his fatherhood abilities. When it comes to Cersei and Jaime, he is very hands-on and does his best to make sure they want for nothing, and he provides them with great advice and opportunity. On the other hand, when it comes to Tyrion, he treats him horrendously. While he does make sure Tyrion is alive and looked after, he barely acknowledges that he's his child, which makes it hard to classify him as a great father. However, he is all about doing everything for the family and is much more focused on his children than other fathers. Number 2, Samwell Tarly. Samwell Tarly is only a very new father in Game of Thrones, but he instantly showcases what a great dad he is. He is one of the nicest characters on the show anyway, but when he decides to take on Gilly's child as his own, he steps up into protector mode and does everything he can be Gilly and their baby. He always wants to look after them, and even though he's not a warrior, he happily fights when he needs to, showcasing he is willing to do anything. While he doesn't get shown with an adult child like many of the other fathers on the show, he does prove to be caring and sweet, and there's no doubt he will offer great advice later in life due to his experiences. Number 1, Ned Stark. As the father of many of the show's most important characters, Ned Stark's role as a father was certainly an important one. He had to get it right in order to get the characters to be morally strong, and that's exactly what they were, with all of his children turning out to be great people. Even though Ned isn't in the show as long as many of the other characters, that doesn't stop him from making his mark. It's clear to see that he wants all of his children to be responsible for their actions, and the fact that even on his way to be killed, Ned focuses on making sure Arya is safe proves what type of person he is. Thanks for watching. Please don't forget to like this video and drop comments. And most importantly, don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell so you don't miss anything.